Sugar does a lot more than just make you fat. That's what we talked about last week. And this week, we're getting into the final days of our 14-day sugar challenge. And we're going to start right after this. Welcome, everybody. Most health advice is one size fits all, but your biology isn't one size fits all. We help people move past generic, industrial medicine to find the specific natural path that actually restores your unique body to health. And that's our whole mission, restoring vitality to you and the planet. I'm your host, Scott Patton. Joining us as usual is our other host, Martin Patella, health engineer. Martin, how are you doing today?
Well, to say the truth, I am feeling a little draggy. Didn't sleep so great last night. How about you?
I had a problem. There was a thunderstorm that started at 1 o'clock and went till about 3:30. And it was boom after boom after boom. And my poor little cat was meow, 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 meow. And I think it was more that she wanted to go outside and watch the lightning storm.
Oh my God. All right. I was just thinking that I just need some sugar, to pick me up.
Perfect. That's just a great shot in the arm, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Pump
up the glucose. See what happens.
See what happens. Although I think we know what happens. Before we get started, I want everyone to know that Martin and I were looking at a short reel yesterday, and it was a fruitopian making fun of a carnivorian. And I think it's just the perfect example of where we come from compared to where everybody else comes from. And this poor fruitopian, he was doing one of these, right? And he was reading what a carnivorian was writing, and how the carnivorian was not happy with their diet or something. And he's laughing and said, of course not, like you're eating meat and blah, 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 and you're doing this and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's right. And of course, we're sitting there and we're going, there's a certain diet that is really good for you. And I'm speaking to you. And there's a diet that's really bad for you. I'm speaking to you. And generally speaking, what happens is so Martin says, oh, Scott, I'm on the banana diet. It's awesome. It's awesome. Take it. And I get on it and I get the flu and my body is aching and I can't sleep at night. And I think this is just crazy. And I go back to at least maybe not the ideal diet, but something that wasn't making me feel so awful. And this is what happens because Martin told 3 other people and they love the diet. So his group grows and grows and grows because these are all people that do really, really good on banana. And all the people he tells that don't, they just quietly leave. And so he thinks in his bubble, banana diet is perfect. And the carnivore diet people, they're all the people that having meat and fish and whatever just makes them like feel awesome. And the people that eat that and feel terrible, they just quietly leave too. So we end up with all of these bubbles of this is the way to do it when there's only really one way to do it. And that's our way. Right, Martin?
Absolutely. If you're really lucky and meet the nutritionist that is the same model as you, then his parts will match with your parts, right? It's sort of like Chevy and Ford and Dodge, right? And so I can move all the Dodge parts on my Chevy truck, and I think it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what you're describing. Is just interoperability is not that great.
Right.
And yeah, I remember the Atkins diet, right? It was just
the pineapple diet. I used to say banana because I'm just being facetious, but there was a pineapple diet.
Yeah, but there was this famous nutritionist that Bill Clinton listened to, and lost a lot of weight after Bill Clinton was the lover of hamburgers, and then he ended up going vegetarian, and things were all different.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So we talk a lot about metabolic type, and if you understand metabolic typing and you know what your type is, all of a sudden things are going to change, right? Like with my metabolic type, if I eat bread or pasta, it makes me alkaline and I fall asleep. So if I have a sandwich for lunch at 2 o'clock, I am out on the couch and you barely wake me up if you're shaking me, right? Because I am
Yeah,
deep, deep, deep. It's not even this. I don't know if I'm dreaming or not, but I don't remember dreaming, but
I think you're passed out.
passed out. Yeah. It's like, it's not asleep. It's passed out, comatose. So, and then if I have,
But
eggs.
for you, if you match it right, like let's just say that you're going to go and order a lamb chop, and then you'll have potato with it, and then you'll have some cauliflower, broccoli, and carrot steamed on the side, and yeah, maybe let's call it that, right? So if you overdo the potato, regardless of the other parts of the meal being fine, you'll be out cold.
Right. Yeah. And when you know that, doesn't mean I don't do it all the time, because I also have like this huge craving and desire for a slice of bread, right? And that's my addiction. And sugar is another one, which we're going to be talking about today. And so I'll go without it. And then one day I'll say, I'm tempted. And then I'll have a cinnamon bun and sleep for an hour.
Yep.
So last time we were talking about sugar and a 14-day sugar. I don't want to should I call it a fast?
Yeah.
Sugar
That's
fast.
a pause. It's a sugar pause.
A sugar pause. And that's our challenge for you. And sugar is probably the most addictive substance that we have. It's in everything, everybody, which is why we say go with whole foods. Don't eat the processed foods, because it's all stuffed with different types of sugar, some of which is harder to digest than others, right? Yeah. Fructose, glucose, I'm looking at you. And I just wanted to quickly go through a quick review. The 14-day sugar reset. Okay, sugar is not just a calorie problem. It's a systemic biological crisis. So it has a bad effect on your brain, destabilizes your energy, and your cognitive function declines dramatically. We wonder why everyone's dumb around us. It's because they're eating too many donuts and ice cream. So on the top, you can see your cells and your nerves and everything. And on the bottom, that's your nerves on sugar. That causes a lot of problems. And this little house, that's your energy in your cells that's created. And unfortunately, you can see there's a key, and all of that energy is outside the cell, but you've locked the door and you're not letting it in. So it's not that you don't have all the energy you need, you do, but you're unable to use it. Kind of like a diesel engine and you put gas in it, right? It's not going to work.
Well, this would be more like your fuel filter is all clogged up.
Or your fuel. Yeah. That's a good one. I prefer that one. So you've got your trigger, you've got the ingestion, you've got the dopamine spike, which is the other problem. Like, you feel good, I feel good. And you have to be willing to feel bad for a while. It's like if you were a runner and you wanted to run in a race, right? So you're going to have to train. And when you're training, you're breaking down your muscles are sore as they work their way back. And, but you've got that goal. So if your goal is better brain working, more energy, less tires around your waist, then you need to look at doing this. And what's going to happen is on day 2, 3, it's going to be awful.
I promise you will have cravings.
You're going to have cravings. You're going to feel terrible. We have a product that we sell a lot called Zeolite. And Zeolite will go in and it will connect with toxins in the body and pull it out. And if you take a little bit, it'll pull out a little bit and you won't notice it. But if you take a lot, it'll pull out a lot and you're going to have headaches. You're going to feel terrible. You might have flu-like symptoms. Ask me how I know.
Do you remember when you took that big hero dose of humic acid?
Yeah. It's like, wow, oh, I'm so sick. Oh, no, you're detoxing. And of course, in the mind, if you talk about I am detoxing when you feel bad versus I am sick, it makes a huge difference on what you're thinking and doing when you're going through your detox, right? Yeah. So when you do stuff and, oh, like I've got the flu, no, I'm detoxing and I have these symptoms of my detox. It's working. And life, liquid zeolite. Awesome. So that's and then it's going to go down, but you'll notice it doesn't go down as far as it does on day 1, day 2. Like you're always going to have to be aware of this issue, right? I had my mom's cousin in his 90s was on dialysis. And so his kidneys stopped working. Had to go 3 times a week into the city, 30-minute drive there, 30-minute drive back. And
2 hours on the machine.
2 hours on the machine. If he didn't do it, he would die. In fact, that's how he died, because he finally said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. Just let me die. And so 2 weeks later, he was dead, or however many days.
Actually, it's quicker than that.
Yeah.
You only get to skip once.
Yeah.
Meaning this, if he was due to take a Saturday session and didn't, he'd be dead by Monday.
Yeah. So there are things that you have to realize and understand that you have to do all the time. And one of those, if you really want to have a good, healthy life, is stop eating sugar all the time. Like you can't stop and then go on a binge and have ice cream and donuts and cake.
Yeah, never mind that. Okay, so let's get sciencey here, Scott. Let's just explain to people what really happens, because there's this wonderful thing that happens in the brain is when you shake the whole thing and stop feeding it the signals, you actually retrain the brain. And that's that downslope. That's the day 6, 7, and so on, is that you have actually convinced the brain that the old thing is over. And it will take possibly longer, right? Like I think that for a new habit to be fully established, you need about 21 days, not just
at
14.
least, yeah.
But by the time you're into week 2, you are doing decidedly better. Okay, you want to skip to the next slide?
Sure. I want to add one more thing to that, and that is once you're off of it and then you get a donut or something, you're going to feel awful eating the donut, because it really is poison. Now you're not poisoned and you just poisoned yourself, right? It's like you're walking in the woods, everything is fine, and a rattlesnake bites you on the calf, right? Like, oh, I'm poisoned. I'm not feeling good. And then you just have to make sure that you just don't, you say, okay, I poisoned myself, and put it away and stop. So, and here's the clarity gradient. This is your transition.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this was the day 1 too, right? Like you will notice that first the glycogen drops, then the insulin drops.
And you're going to have cravings, and you're going to have mood swings. So warn everybody, right? Like, be aware.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Hey, Martin, I haven't had any sugar for a day and a half. So when I yell at you or snap at you, don't take it personally. I'll be better tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm doing withdrawals.
I'm doing withdrawals. Yeah, it's like you are really withdrawing from a drug.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's a lovely graphic. Everything's just going off. Yeah.
And now here we are. Now we're caught up. This is the part we wanted to talk about today, which is day 5 to 9. Yeah,
the brain-derived neurotropic factor, the BDNF. That's the main adjustment. You know, this thing that's built in. That's the thing that makes your brain plastic, adjustable, able to adjust to reality as you find it.
Right.
But it's the appetite suppression, right? Like it's the resensitization of that leptin pathway.
Right. And now we have here the BDNF spark.
Well,
So
that's the point, right? Like if you don't have BDNF, you will have no breaks or no signaling. Yeah, like you will keep on eating even though you're full and even though you're gaining weight like it's going out of style. You will keep on eating because your brain never hears that you've had enough.
right.
This thing all of a sudden comes on, and all of a sudden you know that you've had enough early.
Which is, yeah. So instead of eating and eating and eating and gaining and gaining and gaining, you're eating and your body is saying, hey, I'm good. And we don't need to
Yeah.
eat anymore. And then watch the weight drop.
Yeah, and so what happens then is that the signaling renews and the blood glucose levels stabilize, and your body starts using fat for energy instead of glucose for energy. Remember, we were talking about burning kindling in the
Yeah.
fireplace?
Yeah. Last time, how it burns hot and fast.
Right. So once you convince the brain that there's no kindling coming, it just goes for the reserves. It goes for the fat reserves that you have accumulated over time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've got emotional stability that's happening now. The
Yeah.
dopamine and the cortisol levels are leveling out,
Yeah.
and your
Yeah.
cravings drop, which is
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, it would be really nice at 8 o'clock in the evening if I wasn't opening all the cupboard doors looking for something to chew on. Knowing that there's nothing there, but it doesn't stop me from opening. It's
What
like
should
I'm
we have
totally
you?
out of control.
What should we have you get? Maybe a bag of dates.
Bag of dates, yeah. What about figs?
Equally fine.
Yeah, because there's a lot of fresh figs here. I happen to be in Mexico right now,
Yeah.
and lots of figs. And then your energy stabilizes. And I think that's one of the major complaints people have is, oh, I'm so tired and can't do this, and I
Yeah.
need to sit in front of TV. And
And so you made fun of the fruitarian, but here's an interesting thing. Fruit is carbs, but it's mainly fructose. And fructose is actually energetically quite expensive to convert into glucose. So it's surprising that proteins convert into energy quicker than fruit.
Okay.
So go figure, right? So
So
some people do just fine on a high fruit diet, but it's some people.
right. So again, depends on your metabolic type, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're wanting to have no sugar in your diet and fruit are full of sugar, does that mean you shouldn't have any fruit for the next 14 days if you were to do this?
Well, so the highest glycemic index of all things would be white rice, white potato, the steamed, starchy, tubery, uh, rich things. They are the highest. Um, they are like 100, 110 on the scale. HFCS, high fructose corn syrup, is an 87.
Yeah, so don't get that.
Sucrose, which is sugar, cane sugar, is a 70. Proteins usually somewhere around 25 or so.
And what about fructose?
It's somewhere in between. I don't remember the exact number. I can ask my AI. What is the glycemic index of fructose? They will answer it. I bet they know. Anyway, so those are interesting points, right?
So when we're talking about a sugar challenge, we're not just talking about that white stuff. We're also talking about the starches like potatoes, rice, pasta.
Well, so look at that. They tell me that diets chronically high in refined fructose have been shown to suppress the BDNF that we just said was the wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Because your liver handles 100% of fructose metabolism, high doses of pure or concentrated fructose, such as high fructose corn syrup, will overwhelm your hepatic liver pathways, leading to new fat creation straight up in your liver, making your fatty liver happen right away. Okay.
But nothing about fructose.
Well, no, the index itself is between 15 and 20.
Oh, okay, so not
So
high.
it's low. It's low. But you see, when you eat fructose in the form of dates, figs, and pomegranates, it's very different from mainlining HFCS.
Right. All right. So the clarity gradient continues. We're going to have metabolic clarity. We're going to optimize our fat burning. We're going to be recalibrating our senses, and our mind is going to be a lot better off.
Yeah.
And I guess, I mean, we were talking about this before we came on the air, and I was looking at this particular slide and thinking, this is the big promise. Like, what if we told you for free, like you can do this for free, not going to cost you anything, just a little bit of time, that your ketone production is going to increase. You're going to have stable energy. Your inflammation is going to drop like a rock. You're going to be focused like an eagle. And you're going to have your brain repair itself and regenerate itself like you've never seen before. You're going to have the brain you had when you were 20, as long as you're over 20 now. And your cravings are going to decrease, and your mood is going to be awesome. Like, you're not going to be snapping at the kids or any of that stuff. And everyone would be going, yeah. Okay, what do I have to do? Stop eating sugar and high glycemic index.
Scott, you need to say it differently. Stop eating high carb foods. So this will include croissants. This will include
not croissants.
This will include the bread that they serve in the Italian restaurant before you start. This will include the pita bread that they give you.
The pizza.
Oh, that's too.
And the potatoes, French fries. Oh my God. How different people would be if they just never ate French fries, eh? Combination of rancid oil and potatoes. With salt.
And the AGE, high glycation, advanced glycation end product. That caramelized surface of the French fry.
Yeah.
That's just so
delicious.
Mouth feel happy.
Irresistible.
Yeah, that is the stuff.
But that's the thing, right? Like, you can make a very simple, who could pass that up? Right, George?
Exactly. Nobody.
But there's, it's like a very simple change that people could make. And it's all scientifically proven that you're going to have massive changes in your level of health. And all the things people complain about. Oh, I'm tired all the time. I can't go for a walk. I can't focus on anything. My brain hurts. I'm in pain.
All right.
We'll start going away.
Moving along. We are dawdling.
All right. So
the reset.
This is the fourth pillar reset.
So you were talking about do not bring it into the house.
Yep.
Yep, that's it. I mean, if there is a cake in the fridge, it'll
eaten.
Find a way on your plate.
Yeah. We have to set ourselves up for success, right? Yeah. You need to look at your, what have you got in your house? And and it's more difficult if you have a family. Like, you really need your family to be on board with this. Yeah. And then the other problem that you have is we are social beings. So, for example, I visited my upstairs neighbor, and she made a brownie cake. And so, here's some.
How can you turn it down?
How can you turn it down, right? So, you need to beforehand, right, explain to people this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this for this reason or that reason. And I'd like you to support me. So when I say no to certain things, beer, we didn't talk about alcohol, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
something that you'd want to be not having for a lot of reasons. But a lot of people like, oh no, I gotta have my beer I gotta have my glass of wine. My mom, every night in the, not night, but in the evening, 5, 6 o'clock, she has a glass of wine, has had it for
20 years.
90 years. So, not going to change.
Nope.
But if and that's the thing, right? Like my dad had leukemia, and he said to me, Scott, if the doctors told me I could live 10 more years if I just didn't have my whiskey, I would tell them no, thank you. I love my whiskey. I'm going to have my little ounce of whiskey every day or two, and that's it. So but it's different if you make these decisions consciously, right? I know that doing this is going to make me a little more inflamed and my brain work a little less, but I really, really love brownies, so I'm going to have my brownie once a week. That's, you have to live your life. And
this is an awesome question.
Marleki says, is eating fruit the same as eating a donut as to how it affects the body?
It's not the same thing. It's very different for the following reason. As I mentioned, the glycemic index of the fruit or fructose is somewhere in the teens to 20s, whereas the donut is going to be somewhere around 95 to 105. So the donut is going to raise your blood glucose massively and quickly, spike. The fruit will not spike you. The fruit will come in, and it's metabolized differently. It's metabolized only in your liver. And so long as your liver is well, so long as it's healthy, so long as you're not a fast oxidizers who don't do well on fruit at all, then you'll be fine. I give you an example. The finest example was Steve Jobs, the ex-CEO of Apple Corporation. In his youth, he experimented with being a fruitarian. He thought he was oh so good, but he totally blew out his liver and his pancreas. So later in his 40s, he got problems with both liver and pancreas and ended up dying because of it early at 54, I think.
I was going to ask that question about the liver too. Like if you've like, as for example, me, if I've had hepatitis, I had my liver stopped. So I probably shouldn't have a heavy fruit diet, not zero fruit, but like one orange, every day or two, or an apple every day or two, or a banana every day or two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying all three on one day sort of thing.
Let's put it this way. You will not make a good fruitarian.
No.
You'll be best on a mixed diet that has protein in every meal, and the carbs are of limited quantity, right? So, okay, a cup of blueberries with yogurt if you can handle dairy or something like that. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I love fruit. Like I love blueberries and strawberries and mangoes and bananas and oranges and apples and everything else.
I remember doing 90 days of watermelon.
Wow.
It's an amazing tool because watermelon is a kidney flush and water flush and whatever. If you can manage in the summer, it's actually a fun experiment.
Right. And something to look at and also make sure you educate yourself on it before you do anything is just doing these fasts, like a 1-day fast, a 2-3 day fast. And I know one person that was doing I think a 10-day fast, and at the end of the 10 days, they were feeling really, really good. And they said, I'm going to go do a 21-day fast. I'm going to do another 11 days. And then I think they went 40 or something before they ended up, having something to eat.
Yeah. So, okay, 2 topics. One, the fruit, they're not all made the same. Like, for example, bananas are very starchy, especially the riper they get. Once they get brown spots and whatnot, they are really converted into high sugary, high starchy state. Bananas, pears, maybe some sweet melons, papayas. Those are richer in that sugary thing. An apple, for example, a tart apple like Granny Smith is way less sugary than something like the golden Jonah Gold, whatever the thing is.
Golden delicious.
Yeah, those things, right? So pay attention and don't overdo it, but absolutely fine. And then you mentioned
Fasting.
what the heck?
Fasting.
You said fasting. Yeah, well, and again, depending on your body type, depending on your metabolic dominance, you want to. Some people will have an easier time. For some
I have a
people,
terrible time with it.
for some people, doing 1 day fast is manageable. 3 days, yeah, you're about at your limit.
Yeah. And I guess the other thing too is a lot of times, depending on your personality, don't try to do it alone. Like I did a master cleanse thing where I don't know, you mixed a bunch of stuff. It was a drink and you never ate for, I don't know, 10 days or something.
Okay.
And my girlfriend at the time was doing it as well. So
Okay.
doing it together. I mean, could you imagine you're doing this thing and you're not eating and someone's eating an apple pie that you just love and with ice cream, right? You know, and I know people that would do that just to bug the person, right? I know you're on a fast and look at this donut I'm eating, right?
Yeah.
Not a good friend. Not a good friend.
Yeah.
All right. So,
All right.
let's get back to this. Where are we? Here we go.
Yeah. So we went on
A little bit of a
get it out of your house. The nutrients, you definitely make sure that you have electrolytes. If you
Yep.
sweat, you need salt, sodium. Most people also need magnesium, potassium. Fast oxidizers need lots of calcium, which is not getting mentioned on this slide, but they do. And B vitamins collectively are super important because they wash out with water. So they need to be replenished all the time. And then macronutrients, macronutrients, those are the carb, fat, and protein.
Yeah.
And that their individual balance, the ratios between these three, is different from everyone.
Right.
Like an Eskimo will go very high fat with protein, no starch.
Yeah. Because they don't have any carbs in the Arctic Circle.
No. And a Bedouin living in an oasis in North Africa. It's date palms, so it's dates, figs, camel milk. That's carbs with carbs on top of carbs.
Yeah. And then use keto-friendly alternatives.
Yeah.
People are making, people are trying to make stuff that fits into these diets that doesn't mean you have to deprive yourself if you really love pizza, for example.
Yeah.
And I guess deprivation, that feeling of punishing yourself, right? Like, oh, I can't have a donut, I'm punishing myself. Like you need to change that whole mindset. You're trying to create a healthy body that lasts for a long time. And we're living in the most chronic disease time of humanity. Like there's so many people that have chronic diseases of some sort. And the number of people that are off work sick has just skyrocketed the last 10 years compared to, the 50s, I guess. And we really need to pay attention to that and do something about it. And the only people that can do anything about it is us.
By the way, the line that you missed off the last slide is artificial sweeteners.
Yeah.
Use it. They are worse than the real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so your Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero, Fanta Zero are a real problem.
No, just drink the sugar cane.
That's right. Yeah.
If you're going to have it, just go in and have it with fun.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. And now we come to our end here.
Yeah. Right. So when you level out the glucose levels, you will not have the crashes. When you convince your body to burn fat for energy, you will have a decent baseline all the time because it's not looking for the easy to burn glucose. It's always burning the hard to burn fat.
And burning it slowly.
Yeah.
So you're getting that steady energy, like the massive logs that are on a fire, right? They
Yeah.
burn for hours. They give a nice heat. But
Yeah.
if you're throwing twigs on it all the time, you've got this massive fire that's burning super fast, and you can't get near it because you got massive heat coming off, and then it's all gone.
Yeah, and then the inflammation of all the different tissues, especially joints. You wouldn't believe how much joint pain, arthritis, is actually related to a diet that's too rich in starchy things.
And that happens to me, Martin. Like if I have a day where I'm out of control and I'm eating donuts and pizza and 5 slices of bread and potato chips and fried potato chips and fried
Okay.
French
All right.
fries. The next day, my body aches. And I think, like, I didn't exercise that much yesterday, right?
No, you ache because you're inflamed.
Yeah.
And you're inflamed not from overuse, but from the metabolic fire that you're burning throughout.
Yeah. So when you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I am so sore, and you didn't run 50 miles yesterday, look at what you ate.
Yeah.
All right. So let's jump into our 14-day challenge. Listeners, we want you to come back every week and let us know how you're doing. And your commitment is...
Yeah, I wonder, anybody out there who has actually started going on a low starch, low glucose diet?
And what are the differences?
Other than George, who, of course, is living it.
So here's your commitment. No added sugar, no processed starch, whole food meals only. And daily habits that we want you to work on is drinking water, increasing your protein, walking after your meals, and getting good, consistent sleep, which means probably going to bed at 9 and 10 instead of 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I want to end this with a quote. I don't know who said it first, but your cravings are not a weakness. They're chemistry. Once your body adapts, everything changes. So Martin, before we sign off, any last comments that you want to make?
Well, if you're having withdrawals, if you're having a dopamine deficit moment, the precursor to that is phenylalanine. So you could just get yourself some phenylalanine aminos and just take, I don't know, they usually come in 500 mg capsules, and you need about 2,000. So I don't know, take 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and you're going to have a whole lot of fun that day because your dopamine will be readily available, and the satisfaction level is going to be readily available, as opposed to you having to chase it hard by pursuing high-risk behaviors or scrolling endlessly looking for the like.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Martin, thank you for taking time out of your busy day. Thank you, George. Always appreciate having you here with us. And this has been the Life Enthusiast Health Shots podcast, restoring vitality to you and the planet. And we'll see you next week, everybody. Bye for now.
My body's a temple, but the walls are cracked. Stuck in the rubble of the years I've stacked. Stagnation in my veins like a river to the dust. Toxic whispers in the wind, but I gotta rebuild. I must.